Hey there, I finally stopped biting my lips thanks to your comments. Here's my before and after, and in today's video, aesthetic skin prep, my secret step for my hooded lids, a bold sexy red lipstick, shimmery eyeshadow, and tap into that true feminine energy. But most important, everything's done on real skin in natural light from the window with the two different types of hooded lids, visible pores, and an oily T-zone. It all started 6 years ago when I saved some money just to try something from the luxury side of the beauty. And this balm, it's one of the hidden gem in my pro kit. You only need the tiniest bit. Scent is more about soft sweet mint, not overpowering, not annoying. And if you are someone who bites your lips, it even tastes a little sweet. Not that I'm recommending that, but yes. So if you're been thinking about trying something from a luxury brand, today's balm is a great place to start. Yes, there are tons of cheaper dupes out there. The market is full of amazing options for every budget now. But trust me, this makes a perfect gift for your bestie or yourself. So let's move on. I know not everyone can afford super expensive products. I couldn't either. Back then, I was saving month by month, and eventually I bought my first dream product, that iconic green jar. It's a lotion. I've been using it for a few years now, probably 4 or maybe 5, I don't remember. Not quite as long as the lip balm, but it's still a favorite. I am not a doctor and I don't pretend to know how to heal the skin, but when it comes to prepping the skin for makeup, that's my thing. And you only need a teeny bit, like 2 or 3 drops. The bottle is glass, the cap is really heavy. And of course, you know this, but I'll say it anyway. Skincare is personal. What works for one person might not work for the other. If you don't have any allergies, but as a prep step before makeup, it's just excellent. Healthy skin glow. Okay, just to clarify, to be honest with you, that little Lamar baby jar was actually a New Year's gift from the brand. And yes, I was completely crazy about that gift because it's my first gift from the brand and I was so happy. Your skin should be wet enough before we move on. I'm going to apply another layer of the lotion because I've been talking a lot and it's already started to dry out. Now go from the center of the face and move upwards, following the massage lines. Grab a bit more lotion and swipe again. Around 10 times is enough to reduce puffiness. If the product gets absorbed too quickly, you might feel some drag on the skin, and we don't want that. Don't stretch the skin, don't swipe it in circles. Now time to talk about foundation. I've seen a few bad reviews of this one, and honestly, I think most of them come down to people just using it the wrong way. That's always such a sad. By the way, do check reviews before buying a product, or do trust whatever the brand says on the website. I've already made 2 videos using this foundation, so I feel like I know it well because I tried it many times before showing some products here. And you can see it by watching my empty jars. First of all, it's not matte. Please don't expect it to perform like a Still Lauder double wear. It's a completely different formula. Just read the packaging. Second, don't apply it on top of 8 layers of skincare. This foundation already has moisturizing ingredients in it. If you overload your skin and then apply this foundation directly on top, it will just sit there like a thick, heavy layer. Okay, for a special occasion, maybe yes, sure. Why do that to your skin? And now the last tip, and this one's as a lifesaver. If you are in a rush, no time in the morning for all the steps, skincare, makeup, all of that. Just do that. Take 2 drops of your skincare, like I show in this video. Mix it with the foundation and on the back of your hand and apply. Blend it well, especially around the nose and where pores are visible. Done. You can also use a big brush, not like mine. It covers more surface area, so you will apply the foundation faster. If you notice the foundation starting to set or dry while you're working with it, just add 1 more drop. That will make the texture texture more fluid and sheer, less pigmented, so it's easier to blend even with your fingers. Here's another close-up. See? It looks like there is no foundation sitting on the skin at all. Super natural. And I always use this foundation as a concealer. I just tap a little into the inner corners of the eyes, then blend it out with soft side-to-side motions. That's it. No matte foundation can handle that. It would just crease or cake up. That's why I really think this one is perfect for beginners. Check out the difference. One side with concealer and one without. If I had known how huge this stick were, I would have definitely gone for the mini size. On the other end, there is a brush, like little cat paws. For my kit, I've got two go-to shades, light medium and medium dark. Let's do some swatches. Both are warm, not gray. The texture is like butter. It melts right onto the skin. Warm it up first. I'm grabbing more product than I normally would, just to show you the shade clearly. And take a synthetic blending brush and pick up a small amount of product, just on the edges, see? Don't overload the brush. Start where your ear begins and dab a few times, or you can lay the brush flat and gently slide it under the cheekbone. That area should naturally look a bit wider anatomically. If you do it right, you won't get harsh orange streaks or dark patchiness. You will get a soft, natural shadow that looks like it's coming from your bone structure. Pro tip. Use your low lash line as a reference point to guide your angle. If you apply too much, just flip the brush and use the clean side to blend out the excess. And just look how beautiful it builds up, no patchiness at all. I decided to add a bit of depth right into the center of the first white contour, because today's makeup is bold. We are going in with the red lips, and that kind of looks pulls off the focus. Without the right structure underneath, your face can end up looking flat. Find the light and turn your face slightly. Look for that line where the light starts to slide down your cheek. That's your natural stop line for bronzer. See it? And remember, it's different for everyone. Just take a moment to really feel your face shape. Once you spend that time with yourself, learning how the shadow and light hit your features, you will completely change how you do your makeup. It gives your routine a second life tailored to you. And I also like using my foundation brush as a little helper. It's perfect for blending out edges or removing excess product to make everything seamless. Now let's add a bit more depth to the temples and jawline. I don't usually do this, but with a red lipstick, no chance for unfinished makeup. And of course, the nose. Let's show it some love too. Foundation tends to erase all the natural shadows from the nose, which can make it look bigger or like just a blank spot in the middle of your face. So now look at the before and after. Just wow. I am using a dark brown gel pencil in plastic packaging. This one is not a wax. I apply it right to the tight line and fill in the gaps between my lashes. This helps deepen the lash line and define the eye shape while still keeping the look soft and natural. It also opens up the eyes, especially when you are doing something bold like red lipstick. Of course, everyone's eyes are different. Some are more sensitive or dry. If their step doesn't feel right for you, just keep it. I also run the pencil along the lash line and blend it with my fingertip. If your concealer, foundation, or base on the lids, creases, don't worry, we haven't set it yet. That's totally normal at this stage. Now the lips are prepped and moisturized, so it's time for red lips. Look how smooth the lip liner glides on now. Just wow, it melts into the skin. And I start with a brown liner in the corners of the lips. Then blend it out using either a precise lip brush or just my fingers. Then I go with one of the most beautiful red lip formula I've ever used. It doesn't bleed and still looks so sexy on the lips, incredibly comfortable to wear. I love reading your comments on the previous video with the pink lipstick, the same brand. And you said we are on the same page about lip formulas. This one is no different, just look at the color. And I prefer summer red, not too dark, not too cool, purple or not too coral, just that timeless, vibrant red. It gives full, even coverage in one swipe, no patchiness at all. Some red lipstick can go blotchy if the pigment isn't strong enough, but this one, so rich, so smooth. I didn't blend the brown liner all the way on purpose. I wanted to show you how well the lipstick covers even a dark base like chocolate brown. That kind of full coverage is rare for cream lipstick. Check the teeth, always. And then I dab a bit of the same lipstick onto my cheekbones as a cream blush. But skip the apples of your cheeks if you got redness, visible capillaries, blemishes, or rosacea like I do around the nose. Instead, apply the color further back, closer to the perimeter of your face, to pull the whole look together without needing full coverage. It blends so easily because the lipstick and foundation are both cream formulas. They melt into each other and create the seamless finish. Red lipstick just makes everything more fun. It's powerful. It really changed how I feel. How about you? Now let's set everything with powder, but I'm not going for total matte finish. I'm using a finishing powder with a satin finish. This one gives a subtle blur effect and smooths out the texture of my skin. I always pick powder that fly up, meaning they won't settle into the pores or fine lines or highlight any texture. I swipe the powder from the cheekbones down towards the jawline, which helps set the skin, and gently press down baby hairs on the face. Don't swirl or rub, just soft, gentle strokes. Look at that healthy glow. No patchiness at all. Love it. Now let's talk about eyebrows. First, brush them out gently. Don't press too hard with the pencil. If you do, the color will look too dark and the product will clump between your hairs. Then, when you brush them out, it just turns into a mess on your forehead. Really graphic harsh browns tend to edge the face and give a tight, heavy vibe. Plus, paired with a red lipstick, they can come off as aggressive rather than elegant. So always soften and blend your eyebrows. Look at the difference. Compare both sides. It even makes my hooded lids look more noticeable on the graphic side, right? Mascara. I really love this one. It's a true black, super dark, not grayish at all. It adds volume and length to my lashes perfectly. My lashes are a bit fragile right now, almost falling out, so I can show you how this mascara holds up. I mean, I have a little bit false eyelashes still, but more of them just fall down. I've also showed it in the earlier videos. Feel free to check those out too. Why do I do it before eyeshadows? Because when my lids are puffy, mascara can get messy, so I clean up with a Q-tip. Okay, now the star of today's show is Hourglass. I used to have a similar shade from Maybelline Color Tattoo many years ago, but since then I haven't found anything quite like this. And this one is my current favorite, a cool silver gray, but not too gray, with a hint of brown or maybe a little bit purple and packed with a sparkle, of course. It shines like a wet asphalt at night. Outfit change time. For this look, I'm picking a long silk dress and sleek hair. Simple, sophisticated, and perfect for housework after filming, right? Spoiler alert, I got invited on a date today. So, girls, it really works. There is something wild about that women's energy. When you feel good, the whole world is yours. I decided to skip the red lips for brunch. It felt a bit too much for daily time. Instead, I'm going back to lip balm and using the same lipstick shade I already applied to my cheeks, nose, eyes, and forehead. Let's do an ombre lip look. Plumpy, juicy, and super comfy for eating and drinking. Maybe not as bold as the red lips, but still beautiful. What's your favorite way to boost your mood? If you don't wear makeup, what do you do? Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.